Welcome to Y Life. My name is Jan Kenny, and I'm with the YMCA of Greater Richmond. And what a better way with strawberry season right around the corner to make some jam today. This is the perfect time of year to get strawberries because strawberry season is upon us. So we've got our strawberries. You want to prep because this is a very quick process as you're cooking. Timing is everything. So you want to make sure that you have all your jars purchased, sterilized. We always sterilize our jars. Always want to sterile everything. I put this in a little bit of boiling water just for 3 to 4 minutes. This is your canning funnel. So to make it easy not to spill your jam, we'll have that ready. This is a necessity. You can get this stuff anywhere, you know, Walmart, grocery store, Target, and this kind of lifts your jar when it's hot. So this is an essential tool that we need. And we are going to start cutting our strawberries. What I do is I just take a knife, I cut them, cut any, you know, little spots. If there's white on them because they're new and fresh, you want to cut that off as well. You want to get as much red as you can. And I just cut the core out, the stem out, wash them first, remove the stem. I cut mine in 4 pieces and then just dice them up. Okay, so you are going to need about 2.5 pounds to make 1 batch of jam. That is about 8 cups of strawberries. And then you're going to take this little ditty, which I call a chopper, and you're going to chop it. You can chop this in many ways, whatever you have at home. You can use a blender, but I would, a food processor, but I'd be careful with it. So you want to chop this until it's mushy. Okay, you want mushy, you want a little juice to flow. You want it really, really mushy. And then you are going to measure 5 cups of crushed berries. I have this all measured, and you're going to put it into your pan. See how it's kind of mushy? And another cool trick is if you lay your spoon in front of it and just pour it on your spoon, it will not splatter. You want to turn your stove top on high. We're going to put some pectin in it. There are many types of pectin. This is a low sugar pectin. This is a powdered pectin. I generally use the original. This is a liquid pectin. The reason why I like the powder is because you put the powder pectin in first. So I like to put the pectin in first, and then I know that I'm done with it. The Sure Gel Certo liquid, that goes in at the last point when it's already boiled. And I like to get this over with. So we're going to bring this to a rolling boil. And then we're going to add 7 cups of sugar. Whoa, all those little children at home are going to be bouncing off the wall. So my mother loves this on bagels with cream cheese. My granddaughter likes to eat it right out of the jar with a spoon. And my favorite way to eat jam is on an English muffin with a little bit of butter and a thick layer of jam. So when this starts boiling, it's going to get a foam on top, and the secret is putting 1 tablespoon of butter. You melt that, it'll still have some foam, but it'll reduce it, and you get more jam that way. One thing that you can substitute, there's a natural sugar called xylitol, and sometimes I'll do half cane sugar and half xylitol. I do like to use the natural cane sugar. So those are the 2 sugars that I would suggest for you. So as you can see, this is starting to boil, but we're going to go ahead and put our 7 cups of sugar in here. And again, you just pour it right into your spoon. And I generally pour about half of it at a time. You can see there's natural cane sugar there. And the strawberries are very hot now, so it just dissolves all of the sugar, and that's what you want to do. Go ahead and get the rest of this in here. We'll just blend that all together. I am a messy cook, so I clean as I go. And this will take another few minutes to boil again. Once this starts a good rolling boil, you want to time it for 1 minute. No more, no less. Because you really want your jam to have a nice consistency. And if you boil it too much, you'll have a hard jam. So this is a great time just to, when we're waiting for this to heat, just to be still. And it's very therapeutic and calming to a lot of people. So always prepare the water and get that boiling while right after you do your jars. Another thing, I'd like to share. Did you notice the bits of strawberries are floating on the top? And see underneath, it's all this really thick jelly. So I'm going to show you a trick when we put it in the jars. We're going to put it in the jars and we're going to tip them upside down for about 10 minutes. And then we'll put it in the boiling water, and all those little chunks in the top will mix through your jam. And it won't be top heavy. It'll be really, really nice and rich. So it's starting to boil. You can see. And you want to boil that you can't stir down. So when I stir it, if it continues to boil, that's what you'd like. So you want to stir this for 1 minute. And you can see that you cannot stir that boil out of there. Okay, it's been a minute. You cut your heat off. Leave the jam on your heat, but cut the heat completely off. This is boiling too hot. If your oven does not cool down quickly, just put it on a hot plate, a hot pad. I use a metal spoon. It has a very thin outer edge. It cools down very quickly. So you want to take your foam off with your metal spoon and just discard it in a dish. Sometimes I like to go a little deep because it does take a little while for your jam to cool, but then we have some to eat right away. Now we're ready to fill our jars, and you just want to kind of swirl your jam, and you're going to get a mixture of the berries that were floating on top and then the bottom. You're going to fill your jar to the jar line. You are going to take your funnel, put it in the next jar, put your lid on top. Make sure there's no jam on the jar so it will seal. I usually take a cloth, lay it in my hand, put the lid on, and then I turn it right upside down. You can use different size jars. These are half pints here that I'm using. I use these little ones when I have guests sometimes. Sometimes I'll host a wedding at our farm, and I'll put one of these at every place and put a little chewit on top that says, "Thank you for sharing this special day with us," or "Thank you for coming." It looks like we're going to have a perfect yield here. So we're going to let these sit upside down for 10 minutes. And then we're going to transfer them over here to our pan of water. When you set them in, they're not that hot now because they've been sitting for 10 minutes. You want it, when you set them in your pan of water, you want the water to cover your jars. Just put a timer over them, cover them with a lid. We miss you, we love you. Thank you for staying with us. Let these boil for 10 minutes. Take them out. Wait again about 4 hours. Put them in the fridge, chill them, and enjoy them. God bless you.